become a better version of myself. And that's personal, but that will reflect in my professional life. Whenever you have more confidence, whenever you trust more yourself, whenever you work on yourself, it shows.
Oh gosh.
Mole?
Yes, it's totally mole.
We listen and we don't judge. My God. The words.
Hello, and welcome to Someone You Love with Joseph Antonio. I am so excited to finally announce that this podcast is now being recorded in a new space, the Green Shirt Studio in Chicago. So thankful to Jack Schultz and the Green Shirt Studio team who has been so supportive of this podcast. If you'd like to learn more about Green Shirt Studio, you can check the episode's description or visit greenshirtstudio.com to learn more about the work being created here and the incredible instructors that work in this beautiful acting studio. And what better way to celebrate than to have a wonderful, beautiful, incredible artist and instructor at Green Shirt Studio on the podcast today for episode 7. I'm so excited to introduce you all to the incredible, fantastic Phoenix, Estefania Mena. Estefania Mena is an actress, singer, and teaching artist originally from Guatemala, now shining in the beautiful city of Chicago. A lifelong singer, Estefania has earned several awards, including a gold medal in the Vocal Latin category at the World Championships of Performing Arts in Hollywood. Her work spans international stages and local stages, with collaborations including Alejandro Medina Presenta in Mexico City, Water People Theater in Chicago, the Midwest Film Festival, and the Chicago Latino Film Festival, among many others. I am so thankful Estefania joined me on the episode. Please enjoy episode 7 of Someone You Love with Estefania Mena. As far as developing an artistic ego, do you feel that education is important in building confidence in this industry? And would you recommend someone who was looking to be either a musician, a singer, or an actor to take classes in order to build confidence?
Okay. Let's just, maybe I would like to start by saying artistic ego. Let's try to differentiate a bit about artistic ego. Being said, you have the confidence to go on the room and show your art versus artistic ego. I want to be a Hollywood star.
Yeah.
I think it's important to just separate those.
Sure. Totally.
So we're talking about being able to bring yourself into the room, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I totally.
Yeah. Because ego is wild.
It's very wide. Yeah, absolutely. We'll touch back on that as
okay.
Too much ego.
But your question, yes. I am 100% pro education person. I do believe that there are some people that are born with an obvious talent, but there are people that are born with a non-obvious talent that you will discover only by taking classes, going to school, going to a workshop, etc. I will always defend art education because for me, it's like, you wouldn't dare to an architect, don't go to school.
Sure.
You can just do whatever you're doing. Yeah, it's totally fine.
Yeah.
No, you got to educate yourself as well. Artists need to educate. We need to educate ourselves as well as a doctor educates themselves, an architect, vet. I don't know, everyone. So why would our education in arts would not be worth it? It's totally 100%. I am 100% pro art education.
What are some things that in your career that you've seen come from education? Are there specific parts of your career where you feel like, oh, that was really important that I learned that because now I can use it here?
I think that the most important thing about my journey when I was in school is getting to know myself. Like, who am I as an artist? What kind of art do I want to do, and why? I think that I was really privileged, and I have this 4 or 5 years of just like sitting down with me, with myself, with who I was at that time and who I wanted to be in the future, and just getting to know, like, oh, I agree with this kind of art because blah blah blah. I agree with this movement because blah blah blah, and just like set uh set goals or on who do you want to be as an artist and as a person and as a professional. I think that's the most important things that happen in my process. And of course, you learn technical stuff, like, oh, whenever you go to the stage, you walk up like this, and then I don't know, whatever technical things we learn in school. But the technical is the technical. The soul is what matters.
Yeah.
Well, everything matters. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
Everything matters. But for me, the soul and what you learn through the process is what is really important to me.
I feel I also studied in acting as well. And for me, what was so important was, like you're saying, discovering myself and doing that in a space that felt safe.
100%.
That felt like you could fail.
Yeah.
Those are important spaces to be an artist and learn. When I think about all of like my scene work that I did, or like roles that I had and things like that, like I was still learning. I still am learning, right? But I've reached a point in my career where I feel like I can now go and actually learn in a space that feels comfortable and that I know that I have confidence in.
Yeah.
I was not very confident back then. I was really nervous.
Okay,
I didn't the vision that I had in my life of what I wanted to be and how I wanted to feel on stage did not match what I was doing. And it just takes time.
It takes time. I think it's also like whenever you are starting in the arts, you have an idea of who you want to be, but also our human ego wants everything immediately because everything's we are a click away from everything now. So everything that we want in the internet or stuff is just immediate.
Yeah.
But training is not like that.
Yeah.
So it's sometimes it's not comfortable. Most of the time it's not comfortable actually. And so being allowed to just sit down in the uncomfortableness, I don't know how to say that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just understand that it's a process and that it takes time and you don't have to be comfortable with it, but that's okay. Life's not always comfortable. And that's life.
Did you start as a singer?
Yeah.
And then move into acting? Is that your path?
Yeah.
Because I know you sing.
Thank
you are yes. I'm glad you said thank you because a compliment was coming up. You are a very beautiful singer.
Oh, thank you so much.
Do you feel like starting as a singer helped you in any way as far as starting from singing and then moving as a musical theater person and then, or just as a singer and then moving into acting? Do you feel like that served you in any way?
I think that this is really personal, like really, really personal. Don't take this as a thing that it is because I said it. No, it's personal. I think that for me, it's just a compliment. I don't imagine myself being an actress without being a singer or vice versa, being a singer without being an actress. I just love both. I have been constantly asked like, but what would you choose? I cannot. I love both. Like I did major in acting, but since I started my journey of school and everything, I have been having like coaching. I have like private coaching now 2 times a week. I still go through the music sheet and just try to read it and go with the jazz and with everything because I think it's important to educate yourself. So your question,
Yeah.
I don't see myself being an independent, like doing my whatever I do independently. Yeah, sometimes I am doing an acting, sometimes I'm doing specifically singing, but me, Estefania, I am an actress and a singer.
I love it.
I am not just one. I
Yeah.
am both.
Yeah.
I do not consider myself a musical theater person. I did have a 2-year program. I don't necessarily, I haven't worked on
Sure.
that field. If I had the chance, maybe I will, but it's not something that I'm pursuing at this
Gotcha.
point of my life.
Gotcha. I love that you're talking about being both an actor and a singer, and how they work together in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Obviously musical theater is literally both acting and singing,
And
right?
dancing.
But which I think you would be wonderful in, by the way.
Thank you.
I think you would be so fantastic in musical theater. But there is a lot of emotion in both singing and acting. And I think a lot of times people see it as one or the other. And there's a lot of crossover on both, which I think is really, I think people who are singers and actors, they just have access to other parts of the industry and part of the creative process that people who don't sing have.
Okay.
You know, I think for example, for me, I'm a dancer along with being an actor, and being a dancer has allowed me lots of access to certain parts of the acting world, as far as movement goes, as far as the way that I carry myself, the way that I use my body as an actor, because I have access to being a dancer and having, you know, and so those things, they kind of like line up together, and they give me something, an edge essentially off someone who's just an actor, so to say. So is there any parts of being a singer and being an actor that you feel like, well, because I'm a singer, I also have access to these things, these parts of my voice, this parts of this craft? Do you feel like that helps you in any way?
Well, I think that when I was in Latin America, I was exploring the dubbing industry, and I did some dubbing too.
Yes.
And now that I'm here in Chicago, we don't have dubbing industry in Chicago. But then I am really curious about starting to explore the voiceover industry, and I think that's because I'm a singer more than because I am an actor or actress. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah. Interesting.
So
Can you say more?
I think that the relationship that I have with my voice well, first of all, it has been a journey too, because it has been like, I hate it, I love it, I hate it, I love it. And at some point of my life, I even said that I never wanted to sing again.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good thing you didn't stick with that.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Yes. And now I think it was a total journey of embracing myself, embracing who am I, where I come from, knowing that I am a Latina actress. I'm a Latina person with I forgot the name, with accent. I am a Latina, a brown Latina with an accent that sings, that can do blah 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 XYZ, and then I'm like, and I love that.
Yeah.
The moment where I just let go all the judgments, the inner judgments that I went doing myself, because we didn't met at that time, but I used to introduce myself like, hi, I am Estefania. I'm sorry. English is my second language.
Wow.
Yeah, I always apologize for not being able to have like a fluent conversation, or sometimes I need to stop and think about a term and then just keep talking and blah, blah, blah. And I used to apologize for that. And then I was like, I don't need to apologize for this. Like I'm learning every day. I learn a new English word, which is amazing. Every day I improve. Every day I try to do my best, but I don't need to apologize for just trying to be my best. I don't need to do that. And the moment where I understood that, the moment where I integrate that into me as a person and me as an artist, I was like, yeah, I have these tools. Then use them. So that's why I'm just exploring on, hey, maybe I can explore doing this. Of course, maybe it will be like limited because yes, I have an accent. Yes, I have blah, blah, blah. And it's limited for sure. Some people will love it. Some people won't. And that's totally fine. That's me. That's what I have. And if you don't like it, well, I'm sorry.
I love that.
I'm sorry.
Estefania. I love that.
Yeah.
I love it.
Thank you.
I think it's so important. That's what I'm going with. Like, it's this artistic ego, right? Building blocks in your life that tell you that give you a voice where you can say, it doesn't matter what you think, right?
Yeah.
Because like you said, that there was a process that got you there, right? There at one point you apologized for it, and now you don't have to.
Yeah.
Right? Do you know what changed?
Ooh. Well, I got to depression crisis, to really strong depression crisis, and then once you get that, you are never going to be the same person ever again. And I think understanding that, regarding the artistic ego too, understanding that everyone can be replaceable, yes, but there's no one in this world just as you are.
Yeah.
Literally, like it's like your fingerprint. There's none in this world like your fingerprint. So there's no one like you. Yes, you can be replaceable, of course. Yes, we all can be replaceable romantically, on stage, on whatever, but there's no one like you. So understanding that, like, hey, there's no one like Estefania. No one.
Yeah.
And if you don't like me, well, that's your issue. It's not mine.
Yeah.
I have worked so hard on loving myself and understanding myself and loving my scars. Scars? Yeah, my scars. Because that's the most difficult part. Because everyone's like, oh yeah, love yourself. Everyone can love yourself when you are doing your best. But what about when you're literally crying on the floor and there's no one around and you just have to bring yourself up? And, I have hugged myself and just repeat, everything's okay. Everything's okay. I am here. I am here. Because there was no one around. And in those moments is when you understand, hey, I matter. I belong. I deserve a spot. You are enough.
That's right. You are enough. Yeah.
And whenever I understood that, I think something switched on me. I mean, of course, as an artist, you will always want the role. You always want to belong. You always want to, hey, I want to belong to this company. I want to, etc. XYZ. It's okay, but then don't let that urge of belonging to cross your way and stop being loyal to yourself. If you find that's happening to you, then something's wrong.
Yeah.
Stop. Pause.
Yeah.
Start asking questions. Why? I think I always said the most important thing in this life is to be loyal to yourself and loyal to who you are and who you want to be.
Well said, Estefania.
Thank you.
I completely agree. I'm curious. I have another question for you.
Yes.
But we're gonna take a little break.
Perfect.
And then when we come back, I get to ask you another question.
Okay.
Hello, ad. I'm adding an ad in this podcast. Isn't that crazy? I am recording this episode here at the Green Shirt Studio. I even have a teleprompter, which I'm going to read, which is the coolest thing ever. I'm recording here at the Green Shirt Studio, where I teach Meisner technique, as many of you know. Green Shirt Studio is one of Chicago's premier performing arts schools, whose mission is to take high-quality performing arts training and make it accessible for everyone, which is so important. Accessibility in this art is so, so important. Please feel free to check out greenshirtstudio.com to learn more about their instruction, the beautiful instructors that work here, all of the art that's being created. They have events, they have shows, they have so, so, so many things available. Please feel free to check out Green Shirt Studio. I love being here. You'll love being here. Now back to the episode. Okay, ad. Did I just do an ad? This is crazy. Back to Estefania. I have a burning question for Estefania, and we're about to go back to it. I have a question. Okay.
Yes.
So we're talking a little bit about this sort of the struggle and I guess struggle, maybe I shouldn't use struggle, but the sort of challenges that come with being a Latino, being Latinx with an accent,
Okay.
having English as a second language, right? And we can go in so much further on all of the challenges that we face in the United States, being an actor, while or just being in, honestly, right now, just in life, it's really, really challenging.
Yeah.
What I'm curious about, though, Estefania, is
Okay.
are there any benefits? You talked a little bit about it, about like the drive that it's given you. What are some ways that studying outside of the country and being who you are, what are some ways that those challenges have actually benefited you and maybe put you above other people who don't necessarily have those challenges?
I think they turn on the idea of I am getting what I want. I know who I want to be professionally, and I don't care how I'm gonna get it. I'm just gonna get it. I know I'm gonna get it. Like I'm gonna get there somehow. I know it. I don't know how, but I just know it.
Yeah.
I mean, like I have been an immigrant for 10 years. So 10 years by myself. I don't usually talk about this because usually if you see like my social media of everything or anything, I will just say like how proud I am of being an immigrant. But it's rough.
Yeah.
Like when no one's around and you are dying in fever and the only person for you is you, and you need to just stand up and do like some chicken soup with some vegetables while you're crying because you feel like crap. Man, that's hard. Whenever I lost my grandparents and I was by myself, that was rough. Like I have lived some rough things, and that's okay because that's the journey that I chose, and that's so I'm not complaining. It's difficult and it's rough, and I usually don't share about everything in my social media because that's also personal, and I guess people don't want to know my pains in a way unless they are artistic. But that really changed my mindset on I'm just accomplishing my goals no matter what. That set of there's a no, okay, no, next. Okay, no, next. Okay, how many emails do I need to send? 15? Okay, let's do it. Boom, and I just do it. Like it changed something chemically, maybe. I don't know. I don't know much about like the brain and the
It's okay.
chemistry of the
me
brain.
neither. This is a note.
But it's just like I don't care how. I just know that I'm gonna do it. Like I'm gonna get where I want to get. If that makes sense.
Of course it. Hello.
Hey.
Of course it does. I think what it sounds like to me is like, and what I feel in some capacity is when you go through challenges in your life, it's what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. It's when you surpass the challenge, surpass the hurdle, you feel stronger. And you feel like you can do it. Okay, well, great. Even if it was a small hurdle it was a big hurdle, right?
Yeah.
You jump over it and you're like, oh, I did it.
Yeah.
And then the next hurdle, right? There's another one that's a little bit bigger, and you have to kind of get over that one, and you have to continue to get over and continue to work through all of these challenges.
Yeah.
And I think what for Latinx individuals like us, Latinos, we have a lot of challenges.
Yeah.
And when you have a lot of challenges and you make it past them, you become more confident. You become more resilient. Unstoppable.
Literally, I'm like, okay, sometimes when things hurt a lot, it's like, let me cry first. I maybe cry for maybe a week.
Sure.
And then I'm like, what's next?
Yeah. Because our lives have been.
We're Phoenix.
One Phoenix. Yeah, rise from the ashes.
100% Phoenix. I love the Phoenix.
Okay, so then I have a question.
Okay.
Do you think that because we've become more resilient, because we've become more unstoppable, do you think that has makes it harder for Latinos in the art form to open up about their pain and their struggles? Because we've gone through so many, because we've worked through so hard, do you think that shell becomes really hard to crack sometimes because it's had to be so resilient?
I think it depends on the person, or the artist maybe, but I would hope that the answer is no. I would hope that because you know how it hurts and because you have gone through it, you are allowed to share it. I really hope that would be the answer for everyone.
Do you feel that's the answer for you?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
100%. Woof. It's like we want to talk about pain? Okay, bring it on.
Work. Exactly.
Because I think that life has hurt so much that at this point I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
let's talk, bring it on. Let's see what we can do, how we can manage this. And yeah, always do it carefully, always have a guide. I love the idea of having mentorship. I love the idea of relying on your director. I have the idea on relying of your net support, your net support. That's how you say it.
Net support?
Like your people that support you.
Oh yeah, your network. Yeah, like your network of people. Yeah. You're like, I would say like I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, because sometimes it gets hard and it hurts, and it still hurts. Just because you have gone through it doesn't mean that it won't hurt in the future. But just because it had hurt, it doesn't mean that you're not allowed to have it as a service to the world. But that also means take care of yourself. You know, if you need to go to therapy, go to therapy. If you need holistic retreats, go there. Do whatever you need to feel at peace. And I wouldn't even say like to be happy. No, peace. There's nothing more undescribable than peaceful.
What do you think in your life has led you to feeling peaceful?
In my life?
Or maybe even right now, like, do you feel, maybe I'll rephrase the question. Do you feel like you've reached peace in your life as an artist? And if so, what helped you get there? And if not?
I think I have had these moments where I'm like, okay, if I die today, I will die at peace.
Sure. Yeah. It's a big deal.
Yes. But then the next day it's like, oh, I'm glad I didn't die because I need to do a lot of other work.
I'm like, I have an email to send. I can't die. I need an email. Yeah, seriously.
So I think I have reached moments of peace. Definitely 100% yes. But also I know that I haven't accomplished everything that I want in my life. So I have these moments of where I can be peaceful about my work and my life in general. And then just allow yourself to be at peace, to be happy, to just pause for a bit and then continue. Because we as an artist, man, I hate that we are, for example, in a play and someone comes and, hey, what's next? I don't know what's next. Yeah. I'm going to go eat a hamburger. I'm going to go grab a beer. That's next. Yeah. Don't ask me about any other project because I am living this one. This is my present. This is what I'm doing right now. And if you're asking me what's next, it's like we got this cheap as a creative. Like, okay, I'm doing this project, but what's next? What's next? And that hurts so much.
It's hard.
I really try not to ask myself like, okay, what's next? I don't know. What's next? I'm probably just going to go and eat some chilaquiles. That's it. I love chilaquiles, by the way.
I love it. Chilaquiles are they? They're like the tortilla,
The totopos
and then
with salsa.
yeah.
And then you can put it like fried eggs or protein like chicken or steak.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm probably just gonna go eat chilaquiles today.
That's what's next for Estefania is chilaquiles.
Some
I don't know if I don't know how many times I've had chilaquiles. Maybe never. Which is crazy.
Insert dramatic music here.
I've had lots of Mexican food, but chilaquiles. So here's the thing: as a kid, I'm a picky eater. So as a kid, I would get scared sometimes. You know what? Another one that really scares me. What's it called? Oh gosh, it's like, oh no, I'm forgetting it. It's like it's a meal that really scared me. Oh gosh, it's like brown. It like has this like brown thick sauce. It's like maybe like meat. Oh gosh.
Mole?
Yes. Yes, it's totally mole.
We listen and we don't judge. What?
It's so scary. Just as a kid, I looked at it and was like, I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know how I feel about it. But like I've still let me try to get my Latino card back because tamales I love. Pozole is my favorite thing in the world. See, okay, I'm getting my Latino card back.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But also I
let's plan go to Little Village and then just eat like some Mexican food.
Okay,
here.
Little Village?
Yeah.
Órale, vamos. We'll do it.
See?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do it. Coming back to confidence, artistic ego, what do you think you still what is something that you're still working through as far as confidence in the industry, or something that you feel you need to kind of let go of, a voice that you're hearing in your head, or a voice of someone else's, an acting teacher you had, or whatever the case is, where you feel like you want to continue to become more of that phoenix? Do you feel like you're there?
No.
Why? What's in the way right now?
I think that we as creatives, specifically as actors, a lot of who we are as a person, we share a lot of our personal with our professional life, whether we want it or not. So the best way, and this is personal, this is my opinion, the best way to improve your professional life is to improve your personal life. And we, or at least me, I am currently working on therapy. I go to therapy every single week. I encourage therapy. I encourage asking for help. I encourage that a lot because that literally saved my life. So it can save yours. If you are in need to go through a therapist, please ask for help. There are a lot of resources in Chicago or whatever part of the world you are. There are always people willing to help. Closing that. I am currently working on some childhood pains that I have deep inside of me, and that I guess all of this time I have been living subconsciously with them. And then, just like Carl Jung says, like, call them destiny. But that's not like, I made some decisions and I choose some people and I choose XYZ because of the pain that I have inside. But then if I bring this pain and I can see it and I can name it and I can work through it, then I can become a better version of myself. And that's personal, but that will reflect in my professional life. Whenever you have more confidence, whenever you trust more yourself, whenever you work on yourself, it shows. All of the work that you do indoors, in private, people will notice. People will notice your meditation. People will notice when you start going to the gym. People will notice. So people will know all the inner work that you are doing, not just personally, but professionally. It will reflect. So I am not standing there yet. I have a lot to work on yet, but I am working every single day on being the best version of myself that I can possibly be.
Wow. Yeah, I 100% agree. I 100% agree. I think in my schooling, I learned that the vulnerability that I had as a human, not as an actor, not as an artist, as a person, as a son, as a brother, as a friend, that vulnerability, all of those things that I was hiding from, when I acknowledged those things, I did become a better artist because I came into the room differently.
Yeah.
And I agree, people will notice.
Yeah.
People notice when that work has been done or hasn't been done, and you can't hide from it.
Yep.
It's a big ask. It's a big ask, right? You want to be an actor, you want to be an artist. You're like, great, I'm going to take a couple classes and go out there and do the thing.
But you know, it works for some people.
Sure.
And that's totally fine. Like in our industry, I love how it is like, for example, there are people that want to be an actor because they want to be a Hollywood star, and then they want to be famous, and that's it. And that's okay. If that's your journey, I respect that. I don't personally agree, and I don't want that for myself. Like I'm not doing this because I want to be a Hollywood star. I'm doing this because I want to honor human life. But if that's your journey and that's the way you think, that's totally fine. And I respect that. The only thing that I ask is that you respect my journey, and that's it. Listen, you don't always need to agree with your colleagues and the people around you, but respect is the key. So yeah, I mean, if you are doing this for your reasons, go ahead. If just going to an acting class and that's it, nothing else works for you, good.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah.
And I wish you nothing but the very best. I wish that I can see you on the big screen, and then we can just go and grab a beer or a coffee, and then you can tell me everything about your experience. I would love to listen to. And if that works for you, totally fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just because I want to do inner work doesn't mean that every single artist needs to do it. Like, it's my personal journey, and just because it works for me, it doesn't need to work for everyone else.
I want to unpin something we pinned a long time ago, which is this idea of this, like the other side of artistic ego.
Okay.
That we talked about, which is the thought of too much artistic ego.
Okay.
Or maybe an inflated artistic ego, which is a tough conversation.
Yeah.
So I just want to flag it and say, I want to ask you, why is an inflated artistic ego sometimes a hindrance in this career? Why having too much, feeling too confident, right? Why do you think that becomes challenging? Do you feel like it becomes challenging?
I think that whenever you start treating the people around you like inferiors, or you start treating them bad, that's the issue.
Gotcha.
You deal with whatever you want to deal with. I mean, if you think you are the only Coca-Cola in the dessert or desert.
Coca-Cola?
Coke?
Coke in the desert?
Yeah, the only Coke in the desert.
I've never heard that.
Well, now you do.
I love that.
If you think that you're the only Coke in the desert, then that's good for you. Go. That sounded like a chicken, like a.
It did kind of. I love that. I love it. Yeah.
Well, that's good. If that works for you, that's amazing. Just don't treat the people around you bad.
I love that.
Like, respect your producer, respect your director, respect your stage manager, respect the public relationship, the press, whatever. I don't care. Yeah. Man, if you want to live your life that way, excellent. Good for you. Just be respectful of the team around you, because we, as an actors, we work with a team. It's not, you see yourself on the screen or whatever. It's not you. You gotta have a sound designer, a camera operator, a director, the props and the scenic design, everything. There's a whole team there. And you gotta respect every single person on the team. If you're disrespecting them, that's a no. But if you want to live like the only Coke, I don't care.
Bars. I love that, Estefania. I think you're absolutely 100% right. I want to take a moment
Yep.
to talk about someone that you love in your life, I sent you a Google form.
Yes.
And I gave you an opportunity to talk a little bit about people that you love in your life.
Yeah.
And you mentioned your grandparents, which is where this beautiful coffee comes from.
Yes.
That Estefania and I are drinking. Can you tell me a little bit about your grandparents?
Yeah. My grandparents are from a town in Guatemala where I'm also from. I was born there. It's called Quetzaltenango, Guatemala. Wow. Yes, I was born in Quetzaltenango, and this town is where my mom's side of the family lives. They all live there. They all still live there. Well, most of them, the majority, at least the close family. And I do not lie when I say that my favorite childhood memories are either in Quetzaltenango or in the farm. I love how loved and care I felt in my childhood, and I think that's part of it is thanks to my grandparents. My grandpa, his name is Hipólito Huertas. And my grandma is Aura Yolanda.
Wow.
Yes. And I do consider them as my second parents. They live in a beautiful place surrounded by volcanoes. And my grandma loved gardening. And their house smells like coffee.
Wow.
Like, you're in grandpa's house when you got this coffee smell. And I don't know, I think it's just part of who I am as a person and also as an artist is thanks to them. Yeah, I love my grandparents.
Wow, what beautiful names too. Thank you for sharing that.
Yes.
I love how much coffee reminds you of them.
Yeah,
you've spoke about that before. Yeah, that's very beautiful. I think grandparents are a wonderful relationship that people get to have. Not everyone gets to have that relationship, I want to thank you so much, Estefania, for being on the podcast. Before we go, I have a gift for you.
Oh.
I am excited to give you something. So on the podcast, I work very hard to establish 3 sort of specific, I guess, like pillars.
Okay.
One is my appreciation and admiration to an artist.
Oh.
An artist, an appreciation and admiration to someone else, your grandparents. And then third is a community's appreciation and admiration to you. So I have asked one of your loved ones to write you a little message on why they love and admire you, Estefania.
What the heck?
I have a love letter here from Sandra Bernal Aristizabal.
Sandra.
Sandra. And here's the message. Estefi, your creative spirit, dedication, and willingness to pursue and protect your dreams are things I profoundly admire.
Oh my God.
You know you are a part of the family I chose. Santi and I will always be here for you, and Hakuna Matata will always be your home. And remember, visualization is the way of creation. Love you, Sandruka.
Oh my God. No words. That's so lovely. She didn't say anything. Oh my God. This is so lovely. Thank you, Sandra. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
You almost made me cry.
Aww. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of Someone You Love. If you enjoyed the episode, please consider leaving a review, sharing it with a friend, or following the show for more conversations like this. Until next time, take care, and don't forget to tell someone you love them. Thank you, Green Shirt Studio! Finally.
Oh my god, so special. How do you know she's one of my best friends?
I just did a little bit of research. I did a little bit of looking around and taking a look at your life and the people that are around you, and she was someone that came up, so I reached out to her. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Of course.
Oh.
Of course.
This is so